Play.
Elena Rybakina against Elina Svitolina. What are your thoughts on that one?
If anyone's able to diffuse Rybakina, Svitolina is. I think her ability to kind of counterpunch is well known. Her ability to hit through the grass is well known. She's added weapons now. She's obviously feeling good. She's coming through the draw and she's playing really, really well. So the question then is basically, how hard is Rybakina on grass going to be? That's literally how hard is Elena Rybakina going to make it to beat her? Very even head-to-head as we have on the screen. This is any other tournament, this would be really difficult to call in some ways. But I think Rybakina's got a significant threat here to her chances of getting a second Wimbledon title.
We played each other very recently at a Grand Slam.
Roland Garros, yeah.
Yeah.
It was Clay. And it looks like, I mean, having a look at Rybakina beat Svitolina the last time they played on grass, which was 3 years ago, before Rybakina kind of kicked into gear.
Yeah, a year before, yeah.
I think Rybakina's serve is going to play a big part here. If she serves well, she's going to be difficult for it's going to be difficult for Svitolina. If they get into a rally, I like Svitolina's chance of disrupting her.
Svitolina's 2 wins have both come in 3 sets, and Rybakina's 2 wins have both been straights. That helps the narrative a little bit. Their most recent match, Rybakina won that in straight sets at Roland Garros, and their only encounter on grass, Rybakina also won in straight sets, and as you say, pre-Rybakina. I think if I was in any doubt about my prediction, I'm sort of, you can probably tell that I'm reinforcing it with the way I'm talking right now, and I'm going to go with a Rybakina. 2 very tight sets, but I'm going to go with a Rybakina to emerge the winner.
I'm going similar. I'm not going to do sets. I could see this going 3, but I think that sort of head-to-head where Svitolina's always lost at least 1 set to her is significant. And also I kind of have to back myself a little bit, because obviously I've been saying Rybakina is the title favorite, and I'm still going to stick with that. I'm going to say Rybakina. This is the one I'd be least surprised if I was wrong on.
Ready. Play.
Hello and welcome to another Talking Tennis stream. You're joined by me, Matt, for this match between Elena Rybakina and Elina Svitolina at Wimbledon quarterfinal. I'm expected to be joined by Isabel shortly, but for the time being, you've just got me. So it's an intriguing quarterfinal between two. Well, Rybakina is a former Wimbledon champion, Svitolina semi-finalist last year, and has played well so far in this tournament. Their head-to-head is 2 apiece, and with Rybakina getting their only previous match on grass, I think you've got to have Rybakina as the favourite. I mean, her serve on grass is, when it's firing, is almost unstoppable. Such a weapon for Rybakina, and that's why she won the title 2 years ago. And I think with some of the other big seeds dropping out, she's probably the favourite going into this match, and the favourite for the rest of the tournament. But I think Svitolina's fighting spirit, obviously she's fighting for a greater cause, and just a very good player on it. Without that, I think could be a disruptor. But I would say the first set is a big indicator of how this match is going to go. If Rybakina's Like her serve is far out. I can't see Svitolina get into the rallies, but if her first serve percentage is a bit lower, then maybe that'll be the opportunity for Svitolina to make inroads. But it is Rybakina serving first, so she'll be wanting to get a score on the board and see how this goes. Rybakina's just bounced the ball right before her first serve, and it does go into the net. So the second, a nice 1-2 there from Rybakina. That's the thing. Even when her second serve, she's able to use her forehand to really dictate play. In the other quarterfinal, we got Ostapenko and Krejčíková currently playing on court 1. Krejčíková is actually serving for the first set. It'll be the first time that Ostapenko has lost a set this tournament, if that is to follow through. And now I'm joined by Isabel. Hi, Isabel.
Hi there.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. I was just reading the news of the morning about Alex de Minaur, so I'm a little sad, actually.
Yeah, it's a big shame. But I think you can kind of tell after his fourth round match that something wasn't right on the match point.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because he's had a really good season and perhaps could have challenged Djokovic today.
Yeah, I feel like he has just the worst luck of a lot of players when it comes to like injury and draw and such things. So I'm pretty sad for him. But in terms of this match, I'm really excited for Svitolina. I think she has a real chance here.
Yeah, I was saying that I think the first set is really important. I think sometimes it's hard to do anything when Rybakina serves firing, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. But so far, it's not a bad start from Svitolina. As she now has 2 break points on the first Rybakina service game.
Wow, already.
Yeah, it's I suppose that I think she did need a strong start, and so far that's appeared to be the case. Just to say, the other quarterfinal, Krejčíková has taken the first set over Ostapenko.
That I also didn't really expect.
No, me neither. I think Ostapenko's looked really strong so far this tournament, so it's taken me by surprise. Especially as Krejčíková's not really been coming into this tournament with a lot of form, but you never know with her.
Wow, and Svitolina has already broken Rybakina in the first game.
Yeah.
I love that for her.
Well, I was going to say, I suppose with this tournament, it's very open, as a lot of people are talking about. Where do you see this going? Just the broader picture?
Yeah. I mean, it's making any predictions in women's tennis is so difficult. I don't think I predicted Svitolina to get to the quarters. However, now that she's here, I'm backing her completely to win the tournament.
Really?
Because I think she has a real chance. I think it'll. If I had to guess, I think it will be her and Paolini.
Yeah, I think Paolini will be the finalist from the bottom half, and I mean, she's done fantastic. I think people keep thinking of Paolini like Dubai title, she'll fall off, Roland Garros final, she'll fall off, and she's backing up time after time, and now she's confirmed to be a top 5 player on the rankings update on Monday. It's really, really impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, Svitolina was a semi-finalist last year. I think from that point, I was backing Svitolina to go all the way. But obviously Vondrousova did Vondrousova like things. But maybe it'll be second time lucky.
I still would like Rybakina to have another good run at a tournament. I feel like she's also just had really bad luck for the last 2 years
Yeah.
with injuries and such, and hasn't really been able to. She's sort of had that same curse that a lot of like women in tennis have had, where they win a slam and then just completely fall off. She hasn't completely fallen off. She's maintained obviously her top 5 status, but hasn't really won anything, or hasn't really made the semis or the finals of the slam. So I do really want her to do well. But
Yeah.
I've always been a Svitolina fan, so whenever she's around, I'm gonna root for her.
Yeah, I think for me it's hard to see Rybakina not winning another Wimbledon in her career. With her game, it's so suited to grass. And Svitolina, yeah, I think since coming back from maternity leave, like she's just looked like a different player as well, like a different style of
Completely
play.
different. Yeah.
And I think not that she was boring to watch before, but she's now like people want to go watch Svitolina. She's very entertaining. Obviously fighting for a greater cause now, more than just tennis, and it's powering her through the draws like more than ever before.
Yeah, I was listening to something yesterday. They were talking about how Svitolina is essentially bankrolling Ukrainian tennis right now. And she's not really talking about it, that she's sponsoring Ukrainian players, like she's paying for like the Ukrainian Tennis Association to send people places. Like she's the bank of Ukrainian tennis.
Yeah.
And she's not even bringing it up. Like no one's asking her about it. Like it's kind of it's not a secret, but like it's not like big information. And I think that's like it's such a good thing for her to do.
Well, that's the thing, because a lot of times, I mean, people doing things for good and talking about it is fine, but I suppose it shows that she's doing it purely just out of because she wants to do it and because it means a lot to her.
Yeah.
As Rybakina breaks straight back. It's interesting because I was talking so much about the serve, but it's actually been no one's held serve so far, so it's intriguing.
I think it'll be a really close match. At least the first set will be really close.
Yeah, I could see it go to 3 sets. I just hope that it's a match played purely off the tennis, because I think a lot of matches over the last few days we've seen being hampered by illness and injury. So I hope this is just purely.
What's been going on? Because it seems like every round has had someone getting injured.
Yeah, but obviously you had Yannick Sinner feeling unwell yesterday. You've had Kalinskaya, his girlfriend, getting injured. You've had Daniel Collins, I think, hampered by something as well. So
Dimitrov.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Demonar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just at that point, if so many players are being injured on the court at that point, I feel like the grounds people, should do something. But I know that they're like, well, that's just the way the game is. That's the court. Like they just have to deal with it.
I suppose it's one of those things that it's kind of okay now because the injuries have been not too severe, but when something bad does happen, then what? Like something really bad happens.
I can't believe Novak has gotten through the whole tournament without aggravating his injury while everybody else is falling around him.
I know.
Of course.
It's incredible. And I really can't see him not getting to the final. Because Fritz and Musetti, they're good players, but I just think, particularly Fritz, he's got his number. I think, I don't know what their head-to-head is, but it's pretty lopsided.
Yeah. I picked Musetti to make the final.
Really? Before the tournament?
I really did. I don't know how it happened, but
That's a good pick.
he ended up in my final fantasy draw. Him and Sinner. Obviously, Sinner is not in there anymore. But when I saw that he made the quarters, I was like, oh my God, was I right? But if he faces Djokovic, it's hard to say. He came close to beating him at the French, but
Yeah.
grass,
Yeah.
I don't know.
In the head-to-head, I back Musetti over Fritz against Djokovic. The thing is, I mean, your final pick has done better than mine because I went for... No, that's why I went for Hubert Hurkacz, and that went dreadfully, to say the least.
Yeah. I didn't pick Medvedev to even get past like the second round.
I can't remember what I said for Medvedev. I think probably like... I'll probably lose to Sinner, I think is probably where I had him, but... Because I had Sinner winning the title, so that, again, has not gone particularly well.
Mm.
And I had Goff winning the women's title over.
I did too. I
thought it was her moment, and she was looking really good. And then Emma Navarro she played really well, Emma Navarro, but
she played really well. But Coco did not play really well.
Yeah,
she was not on something. So something really needs to change in her camp with her forehand because it's her biggest weakness right now.
Yeah, and it's almost more impressive that she did have such a dominant US hardcourt swing last year with that forehand. But I think she tried to just sort of mask it with her strengths, really.
Yeah.
Julian saying hello to both of us in the chat.
Hello, Julian. Tell us who you think will win.
Yes.
Because I think we're a bit torn.
Yeah, who do you think is going to win this match? And who do you think is going to go on and win the title? As Rebecca, just to mention that she got the first service hold of the match, so we're at 2-1 with Svitolina serving.
Wow, there have been 7 different Wimbledon champions in the last 7 tournaments on the women's side.
Well, yeah, I suppose you've had obviously Vondrousova, Rybakina, Barty. I'm trying to think.
Can I go back 7 years?
I suppose 2020 it didn't happen. Halep, was that 2019?
Yeah.
I'm really like nerding myself out right now. 2018 is where I'm a bit stuck.
It's a good question. I actually don't know.
Julian said that Rybakina is, well, she's playing well and looks healthy and probably more well rested, which I suppose is fair given her 4th round match with Kalinskaya was pretty early. And I don't know what the pronunciation of this is, but it says TT Cobb, I'm guessing, but Rybakina in 3 sets.
Okay.
And Julian is also saying Svitolina play with emotion will help. He's not sure if Svitolina play with emotion will help her versus the Ice Queen. Yeah, that's an interesting point. But
2018 was Kerber.
Oh, of course. As Svitolina gets her first hot service hold. Was 2017 Muguruza, or is that?
Yes. So really it's the last 6 Wimbledons, not 7, because Serena won in 2015 and 2016.
Right.
So incorrect. ESPN.
Because I do you reckon they're counting 2020?
Yeah, but that
Like-
didn't happen.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. We've got the accurate stats here.
I mean, I'm no Vanch, but I can look at a screen.
Yes. Oh. They're saying it's 7 with this one because then
Since Serena isn't here, I guess. But Rybakina is a former
Yeah.
champion, so
it's dependent on if Rybakina wins.
yeah. Well, I guess if she doesn't win, then it would be 7 with different
Yeah.
champions.
Yeah. But it's been a pretty, I think, as we imagined, close start to this match. I don't have the stats on me right. Oh, here it says it here. First serve percentage. Yeah, Rybakina's first serve percentage is a lot lower than she would want. 47. Compared to Svitolina, who's got 58%.
I think it's getting better, at least in the
Yeah.
last game it has.
Just so she serves an ace.
Awful stat. Oh, I do love that Rybakina's sister is there.
Yes. Yeah.
She's great fun to watch. She's so much more
Well,
emotional than Elena is.
yeah, it's the contrast like between the two.
Yeah. So it's 3-2. Hold so far.
A pretty solid game there from Rybakina. I think really, I mean, you can see it from the stats. Her service first serve percentage is getting up a little bit, but I think she still want it to be higher. But I think you can see since the first couple of games where there were breaks, the serve is getting stronger. Just like on the whole, how would you rate this Wimbledon? I suppose as a fan, really, have you enjoyed it?
No, it's not a no. It's not a no.
Yeah,
I felt like with all of the injuries that have been happening post match or during the match, that's put a real damper on things for me as a fan.
yeah,
And I felt like the level hasn't been there. And I'm just saying this for the men's side. I feel like the level hasn't been there quite yet. Like they haven't had, in my opinion, like those really exciting matches. There were a couple in the first 2 rounds. I think Tiafoe played a really exciting match. Ben Shelton and Shapovalov had a really exciting match. But I wasn't able to watch those. They were on too early for me. But on the men's side, I haven't really seen anything that made me think, oh, I have no idea who's going to take this. And on both sides of that draw, I just saw like Alcaraz steamrolling through and Djokovic steamrolling through. So it was sort of, I found the men's side quite boring this year. The women's, however, is always fascinating. And there's always incredible matches. I thought Svitolina and Ons Jabeur's match was awesome. and really fun to watch, and I had no idea what the outcome was going to be. And there have been a few others as well. So the women's side, I think, has been great. The men's side has been a little lackluster, in my opinion.
And I think that's the thing. It's like there's all these stats going on about most 5 sets in a Grand Slam, but 5 sets doesn't necessarily equal quality. It can do it, but it's not always. And I suppose, like last year, I think a lot of the matches up to the final in the men's side weren't necessarily as interesting, and then the final kind of exploded to be this fantastic match.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're in for a similar sort of situation.
The match with yesterday with Sinner and Medvedev, there were really good moments.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I wasn't captivated. And by the last set, I had pretty much given up. I think the 4th set was good because it was watching Sinner kind of crawl back a little bit. But by the end, I turned it off before the end because I was like, okay, a 6-1, kind of win is just not really what I want to see.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the outcome was becoming more clear towards the end.
But I usually say that
so far it's hard to judge at all. Sorry, go on.
I usually say that 4th round and above have the best matches of the tournament usually. So quarterfinals should usually produce some really incredible matches. I will keep an eye on. I think Musetti's match should be really good. Is that today? Yeah, Musetti and Fritz. I think that'll be really interesting. Yeah, so we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, I believe that match is following Ostapenko and Krejčíková, which Ostapenko
where are we at?
is up a break in the second, so fighting back. It's 3-1 Ostapenko.
Okay. Oh, I think the other great match of this tournament so far was
I believe it could be able.
Lulu Soon and Raducanu. I thought that was such a fun match. I think women's tennis almost always delivers on quality. Oh, I think we might have lost Matt for a minute. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, Lulu and Raducanu was great. Tiafoe and Carlos. Yeah, that was a good match. I only saw, I think, the last 2 sets because it was on quite early. But I heard it was great. It made me kind of sad because
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, because my connections was being really weird. I heard a really great match, and then I heard more about the match, but I was like, "Who's the match between?"
I was saying, I was saying, Soon and Raducanu. That was one of the best matches of the tournament so far.
See, I only caught the end, but I think a lot of people were kind of saying, "Oh, Raducanu lost to a qualifier ranked," and it's just tennis isn't played off rankings. They're just sort of like a guideline, but there's a reason that Soon reached the quarterfinals and had beaten Zheng and many of the top players.
Yeah, I think Coco recently said something to that effect, where she said rankings really doesn't matter when you're playing against someone. So
yeah, they're basically just a way to get yourself into tournaments and I suppose seeded, so they can help, but they're not it's not as concrete as that one is going to play 2 in the final. It does happen sometimes, but I'd say most of the time it doesn't.
I do love that the last 2 Wimbledons have had a real underdog, low ranked player coming up and making it all the way. into the last few rounds. This year it was Lulu Soon, and last year it was Chris Eubanks from America. I was so hoping he would have a similar run this year, but it was not to be. But I love it when we get that at a tournament. It makes it so much more memorable for me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I suppose Vekic isn't necessarily an underdog, but it's a bit of a breakthrough run for Vekic. He's had lots of near misses in quarterfinals.
Yeah, she's a veteran player, but she's never really broken through like the people making the semifinals. So it's nice to see. I don't personally think she'll make the final, but like,
Me neither.
Good on you, Donna.
Yeah. And the thing is, with Paulini, I give her more of a shot in the Wimbledon final than I did at the French Open final, regardless of who she's playing.
Yeah, I admit I did not rank her very high in my fantasy draw, but she's really impressed me. Back-to-back semifinals is really impressive. So,
I mean, looking a strong, one of the strong contenders to make the finals at the end of this year, which will be a fantastic season.
Things are looking a little shaky for Svitolina right at this moment. It's love 30 at 3-4.
I think your stream might be slightly ahead, so if you want to sort of lead the points, then I can sort of add any insight that I've got.
It's the first time that's happened for me. Usually I'm 8 behind.
Yeah, I was loving the French Open because I was ahead for once, but it's just the different streaming platforms, I guess.
I've switched to a different streamer for this tournament, so maybe it's actually good.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So it's wow, okay. So Rybakina just broke Elena. She had a triple break point. Now she's serving for the set.
It's weird. I think it's going to switch so quickly.
Yeah. I'm still not going to count Svitolina out. I never do.
Yeah.
She could win the second set. You never know. And I don't think she's playing badly right now. She just looks a little hesitant to be really aggressive against Rybakina.
I think that's the thing. Is like, especially with Rybakina serving first in this set, like once the break's got it so hard to grasp that back, but she still might. I mean, it's a missed first serve from Rybakina. I don't know if you've seen the point yet.
Yes, I have.
And I can see by the scoreboard that she's made a strong start. Yeah, with a bit of a wayward error from Rybakina.
Oh, it's a good wide second serve. Maybe I can't return it. Yeah, first serve is still a little, has been kind of going up and down.
Julian suggesting that Svitolina's almost played into Rybakina's strengths, going to her forehand.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting a challenge here. Oh, no, we're not. Okay. Another forehand error from Rybakina. Oh, no, excuse me. From Svitolina. They're both blonde and wearing white. Sometimes I can't see which one is which. Oof. And a really wide backhand from Svitolina. Now Rybakina has a double set point.
I really felt like this set was going neck and neck, and it's just so quickly, just like it hasn't gone yet, but it looks like it's about to go very quickly.
Yeah. Second serve from Rybakina. Is that out? I guess so. Okay. Out from Rybakina. So it's 40-30. And an ace. She seals the set.
Yeah, so even when the serve hasn't maybe been on top form, it's been there in the key moments for Rybakina. And that's a weapon that a lot of players just don't have, and it really sets her apart from the rest of the field.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know if this will go to a third, but the other quarterfinal between Ostapenko and Krejčíková is looking to be headed that way, with Ostapenko 4-1 up in the second.
I'm surprised to see this level from Ostapenko. I feel like I haven't seen her play this well in a long time.
Yeah, and the form coming into the tournament hasn't really been there either, but that is just Ostapenko on her day is incredible and really can beat anyone.
Yeah, truly.
Because I think a lot of people were sort of highlighting a potential Ostapenko-Swiatek fourth round and saying, but it depends if Ostapenko gets there, but it was actually Swiatek who didn't make it, so it's interesting.
That was such a sad match to watch.
The put-in saver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That last set was, yeah, not entertaining, really. Just sad.
Yeah, I think it really showcased that put-in saver had been working on the grass, and Swiatek maybe hadn't been so much. And it's just, I suppose, in the coming years, whether Swiatek does want to just prioritize the clay or if she wants to really give it a go on the grass.
I think she'll really focus on the grass because, I think she wants to be an all-surface winner, and this is really the thing that's eluded her. So,
I mean, and the thing is, she is a junior Wimbledon champion, so it can work, and she's reached the quarterfinals at Wimbledon, the senior edition. And I think most people are expecting her to bounce straight back for the Olympics, where she'll be a huge favourite.
Yeah.
Svitolina's really got to work to hold in this opening game, because if Rybakina gets an early break, then it could be difficult to pull it back.
Yeah, it's already love 30.
Yes, it's tough. I think that's what Rybakina does. She always rushes her opponent without doing anything particularly. I suppose it's completely within the rules of the game, but the way she plays is just it's hard to react.
How long was that first set? Just like 30 minutes?
Yeah, it must have been about that because I think it started at about 140. Because it's interesting that the stats show that Svitolina is actually getting more first serves in, but when Rybakina gets hers in, it's winning her a lot more points than Svitolina's is.
Just got another break point. Gael Monfils looks concerned,
Yes.
as am I.
I always think she needs to use the crowds for Svitolina.
The crowd is behind her.
Well, I would imagine so. The UK is very supportive of Ukraine and Ukrainian players, and I think obviously Svitolina is sort of the most well-known Ukrainian player.
Yeah.
And did very well at Wimbledon last year as well. So
This has always been a good tournament for her.
yeah,
She's always done very well on grass. I would really love to see her in a final someday. Because I think she's well equipped to win.
yeah. I just really thought she was going to do it last year, but the semi-final with Vondrousova was quite comfortable.
There were so many excellent matches on the women's side last year in like the last 4 rounds. I mean, oh my God. They were the one that she played with Azarenka.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was an amazing match. I still talk about that match. So Rybakina has broken her here.
Very good forehand. Yeah, because that was the thing. He was like the men's tournament as a whole, the matches weren't as strong, but the final was a really good final. The women's tournament had lots and lots of good matches, but the final was not as pleasing.
No, it was quite
sad.
I don't remember it really.
Yeah, it was. Well, I have nothing against Vondrousova, but I was rooting for Ons, and it didn't exactly go the way she wanted to. And
I was a little torn during the Svitolina Jabeur match this year because I like Ons, and I obviously want her to do well here, and it's so hard to watch her lose.
Yeah.
But watching Elena like battle through that was really amazing. I was watching that while I was at the gym trying to run a 5K, and her energy was helping me finish my my race. So that was fun. But it is really hard to watch Ons not play well. I just want her to win something.
I know. I just worried that the more the years go on, the more other players are going to start to flourish on grass, and particularly Swiatek.
Yeah. I don't want her to retire without a slam.
Me too.
Yeah. It might be like a Halep situation. You know, she gets really close for a long time, and then she'll win 3 and then kind of dissipate. But it took Halep a really long time. I feel like I watched her in a lot of finals before she finally overcame whatever it was.
And that's it, because I think Wimbledon is such a big goal for her. I think she almost might need another slam first to sort of be like, right, I've got one, and then it's not playing in a Grand Slam final, but in a Grand Slam final isn't as big a deal. But she's had a few knee injury problems this year, so hopefully they're sorted soon.
Seems like Svitolina is making a lot of unforced errors in this match, more than I saw in the last round, or the last couple of rounds for her. In the last few rounds, like her balls were just like finding the lines everywhere, and now it's not working for her as well, and she's having to do a lot more defense, which usually is like a big strength for her. She used to be like an all defense player, but her defense is like not there today. And Rybakina is just too good.
Yeah, it's like Svitolina's definitely not playing her best, but Rybakina is really finding her swing now. And I feel like Rybakina will embrace the favourite sort of tag that's been put on her. Just to point out that in the other quarterfinal, Krejčíková is actually fighting back, and it's now back on serve. So it's 4-3 Ostapenko in the second set.
Wow, okay. Julian in the comments says they can't think of a player that they dislike. Really? Because I could think of so many players that I dislike. That's so easy for me.
I'm going to keep my lips sealed on that one.
One of them has been in the media quite a lot this last week.
I'm trying to think. One of mine has also been in the media and is also not in the tournament anymore. I'll leave it there.
Oh yeah, I know the one you mean.
Yeah.
That drama has been quite hilarious to me. So it's 40-all on Rybakina's serve. Now it's advantage Rybakina. Yeah, she's had a lot more forehand winners. Svitolina's only had one, I think.
The comments are trying to guess who we're talking about.
If you frequent my commentary, then you'll know that I'm a big or not a big fan of Djokovic and Zverev. Zverev probably taking the top spot for most disliked. And this week especially, I'm not a fan of Djokovic and his antics.
Yeah, it's definitely caused some controversy.
Yeah. Please, no fans come after me for that. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect him. I just was tired of hearing about it. Okay, hopefully Svitolina can hold serve here.
I was going to say big pressure on her now because I do think a double break would be almost insurmountable.
Yeah. And she's gritty. She can.
Yes.
I've seen her fight back and play 3 sets. I've seen her lose the first set and then win the match. Like I'm not. It's with her like it's not over till it's over for her, but it doesn't look good right now.
I think the thing is, it's like holding serve is one thing, but it's breaking the Rybakina serve. I know she did it in the first game, but I think Rybakina's really sort of.
She's found a good rhythm.
Yeah, it's just a lot stronger now. It's a good start to the game for Svitolina. Really
great
attacking.
First serve. Really strong serve from Svitolina, forcing an error from Rybakina. That was excellent. More of that, please. Yeah, I think she just needs to be a lot more aggressive. Oh, and then a really bad forehand error from Svitolina. That was really not good at all. Oh, no. What even was that? She got really low on the ground for it. Oh,
Oh yeah.
another
Strange.
excellent serve. Come on. So just, I know she's there. I know she's in there. She's just making a lot more errors than she normally does. But she does hold, so it's 2-1.
In the other quarterfinal, Krejčíková has saved 2 break points, and it's now at 4-all. So 3 games in a row for Krejčíková.
Someone in the comments says that they hate all the top 10 rankings. I hope they mean on the men's side, but that's a lot of people to dislike.
No, I don't dislike all of them, but there is a few.
I think there's only 2 for me.
I think I would go with 1. I'd say I can say dislike for others, and hate is a strong word. But there's definitely 1. But also, how could you hate Casper Ruud?
How can you hate Casper Ruud? He's so boring. Like he doesn't do anything. How can you hate Sinner? I mean,
Yeah.
he's so unassuming.
Ghost to say that Ruud.
Less boring.
Yeah.
He fluctuates for me. Sometimes I see him play so well, and I just think that the finals that he's been in have, it's like, well, where has he been in that match if he's not, because he's so great. He's got an incredible, one of the best forehands in the top 10, and then he gets out in like the second round against Fanini.
Yes.
What a weird match that was, I have to say. I think this game right here is going to be really important for Svitolina. I think if she doesn't break back, then Elena has an easy run towards winning the second set. But she does look a little defeated right now.
It's just hard to know what to do with Rybakina's serve, I think.
I think she's...
Go on.
I think she's just allowing Rybakina to like be all attack right now. Like she's complete offense, and Elena's normally, like I said earlier, like a really fantastic defensive player, really great returner, but that's not quite there today. And so she needs to be more aggressive. She needs to be coming forward a lot more on points, and she's not doing that. She's just allowing Rybakina to control every point.
Yeah. I mean, is anyone watching the Krejčíková-Ostapenko match? Because that's now 4 games in a row for Krejčíková, and she's now serving for a place in the semi-finals. So it's a bit of a massive swing in momentum.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a much more interesting second set than the one we're currently watching.
Yes. Unfortunately, yes. Ostapenko can be like that. Apparently Barbara is playing exceptionally well, says Julian. And good morning, Ghost.
Can someone confirm for me, was the crowd booing for Djokovic? No one was booing for Djokovic. They were just cheering for Ruud. For Ruud, excuse me, for Runa. And he took that personally. And refused to concede when he was corrected. So that's what happened there. Okay, so Rybakina holds for 3-1. I'm starting to not really see a way out.
I was going to say, you sound quite dejected as a Svitolina fan.
I want her to have a win. There's a lot of players on both the men's and women's side that I've been a fan of since the beginning of their careers. She and Alex de Minaur are like the top two for me of like underdogs that I have always pulled for.
So it's been a rough day.
It's been a rough day for me. And I just want the two of them to make a final. Like, just, they don't have to win. Just let them make a final.
Yeah.
Give them that luck, please.
I mean, Svitolina's still doing well in her own service games. It's just
this has been a 40 love hold for her, which I think is the first one she's had. So maybe she's finding a bit more of that aggression that I know she has. We'll see. Let's see. Ghost says, I think Noel was going for a Medi type of troll, but it didn't quite work. Yeah, no, if the crowd is not actually coming for you, yeah, then it doesn't really work. I'm quite happy to see Medvedev in the semifinals. It's really surprising, you know.
Yes.
But I'm a fan of his. I'm quite happy to see him there. Who is he playing in?
Alcaraz,
is it Carlos? Carlos,
yeah.
Do we think he has any chance at all?
Well, I just hope it's better than last year.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last year semi-final was very was obvious what was going to happen. I think.
Who did he play in the semi-final?
Alcaraz. It's a rematch.
Oh, it's a rematch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Djokovic played Sinner and Medvedev played Alcaraz last year. So I'm hoping it's just a bit more competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, Medvedev did look good of what I saw yesterday, but it's hard to tell when Sinner was obviously a little bit hampered.
Oh, I've got dual screens here of the matches, so I can finally tune into Ostapenko, see what's happening there. It's 30 all. I was quite disappointed that Collins lost to Krejčíková. I was hoping she would make the semis.
Yeah, I don't know what her injury problem was, but it was a shame because, especially for someone who hadn't played it on grass at all before the Wimbledon, she looked really good.
She did. She was set for a really nice run. And I mean, I do love the year that she's having.
Yeah.
I mean, what a way to go out, you know? Like I think if you're retiring, you should always go out on wins, and she's obviously having that. But I do want her to have like a really deep run at a tournament, and I've been kind of hoping for it all year for her, and now she's only got one more chance for a deep run at the US Open, and so I'm just like, I really want it for her.
I've got high hopes, but it's obviously health, fitness dependent, you draw dependent to an extent, but I do think Collins is a sort of player that could beat most players in a draw if she's firing.
Yeah. And if it happened at the US Open, I mean, that would be picture perfect.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah. She's playing the Olympics for the first time. She made the Olympic team.
Yeah.
So that's also like what a great year to go out on. I love this for her.
And I really do think she's got a chance for medal there.
She could definitely medal. She is a good clay court player, I think. Underestimated.
Yes. And I think
I think Coco could also medal.
Yeah, I think Goff is probably second favourite. Is that a bit?
No, I think that's fair to say. She's made the French Open final before.
Yeah, you've got no Sabalenka either.
Yeah. Okay, so Ostapenko just broke back.
Of course she did.
stealing away Krejčíkova's chance to win this match. So see what happens there. And it's 4-2 in the second set.
Yeah. And now it's also love 15 on Svitolina's serve. She's really got. She has to hold here. We say that every game, but it's just the games are ticking away now.
Yeah, I think someone in the comments, if Keys stays healthy, she's into the finals. That's absolutely true. She had a great chance last year to make the US Open finals, and she's another player that, like, I always just want them to do well.
Yeah,
it was a real shame what happened to her in this tournament. Another injury. Like,
yeah,
she's stacking the injuries at this tournament. I don't think I've ever seen this much at a Grand Slam before.
And just she looked devastated leaving the court after retiring against Paolini.
She would. I think she was going to win that match. I think she had. She was poised to do so.
And that's a bit of like a sliding doors moment for Paolini. Say if Paolini, she could go on to win the title now.
Yeah.
I think she's the favourite to reach the final at least.
Oh, and a double fault from Svitolina, and now Rybakina has a break point to serve for the match.
There's been some signs of it. There's been some signs of the fighting spirit, but it hasn't really been able to.
It hasn't come out, not really.
No. And I don't know if that's Svitolina or Rybakina or like a combination of both. It's hard to tell.
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, I'm not going to disparage how well Rybakina is playing by saying that, like, oh, well, Svitolina's just not doing well. But no, I think it's both.
I think Rybakina really neutralizes opponent's strengths. But Svitolina has saved that break point as Rybakina went long.
She's just handed her another one. I'm curious to see if they'll shake hands at the net.
Yeah, because I believe there was an awkward moment with, I forget who it was, but Krejčíková, who's now representing France, but previously represented Russia. So, yeah.
I can't remember if they did at the French Open or not. If anyone does remember, feel free to remind me.
I think they did. Ghost's asking what I believe Svitolina's strengths are. I would say it's weird because I think her strengths have changed over the years, particularly since coming back. I would say her fighting spirit, her aggressive game is very strong, but I think mostly just the way she fights, especially. I think at Wimbledon it's been really accentuated, and just at the Grand Slams as a whole.
Yeah. She's the what is the stat? Jack mentioned it to me last year at Wimbledon. It's Elena has the most wins against number one players on the women's side. She routinely can beat the number one players for like across her career. So she has like a really excellent game. She's not easy to get around in a draw.
Yeah, she just really shows up for the big matches as well.
But now Rybakina is serving for it, so.
Yeah, she hasn't really. I think from 3-all in the first set, it's been kind of all Rybakina. And obviously, Ostapenko has gone from losing 4 games in a row to winning 2 in a row.
It's 30 love already.
Yeah, it's tough. Tough seed for Svitolina.
And it's match point, triple match point already.
Are we even at the hour mark for this match, by the way? Do we know?
The graphics are covering the time, so I can't see. Oh, and she wins it on an ace. Yikes.
Yeah, that was...
Oh, and they do shake hands at the net.
Yeah.
So. Oh, Elena looks not happy. Well, that is a really disappointing quarterfinal in my eyes.
Yeah, I think Svitolina definitely will be disappointed with her performance, but Rybakina was really good. After maybe a bit of a slow start, really, really good after that.
I mean, I wouldn't even call that a slow start. She had a slow game and then just rocketed up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, poor Elena. But you know, like, still, I mean, it's still an excellent result to have. You know, she made the semis last year. She made the quarters this year. Like, it's a good record. Just not a happy result.
Our producer's asking if I can switch to the other the quarterfinal.
No, we can hop over there.
Yeah, I won't be able to do the whole thing, but if this, I could definitely do the tie break, which obviously could be the end of the match.
Yeah, let's see what's happening over there. I need to distract myself from the disappointment. All right, hopping over to Ostapenko and Krejčíková. They are just starting that tie break.
Just to point out that Ostapenko was 4-1 up, and Krejčíková has also served for it, which is just the most Ostapenko match ever, which is... I love watching Ostapenko.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are you a fan of hers? Because she's very love it or hate it, you know?
I don't always agree with some of the things she does, but I love it. I can't deny that I love it. I think you need people like her in the sport, and I think her I think her random interaction with Lil Wayne is just
that's
bizarre.
been fun to watch online.
Yeah. Are you a fan?
Not really. And it's nothing against her her style of play or her athleticism or anything like that. You know, she's a great player, but I get a little. I don't find her on court antics to be as entertaining as some other people.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
Especially I think it was the last match where she made all these challenges on balls that were like 3 feet out of the court. And it was just like, girl, what are you doing? So her choices don't sit well with me.
Yeah, her and when they have the live Hawkeye, they don't get on.
Yeah.
Ghost is asking what your take is on Put and Saver.
I think the only time I've really watched her in depth was her match against Iga, And I liked her. I liked the way she played in that match. I love that she's like 5'3". You know, I love seeing short girls win. Because
Yeah.
I'm 5'3". I'm like, oh my god, maybe I could be a tennis player. But no. No, I like Putintseva. I have nothing against her.
Yeah, because she could divide opinion as well. Maybe not on the same scale as Ostapenko, but there's definitely been a few angry reactions from Putintseva over the years.
I'll certainly say I have not seen as many, but I have not watched as much of her matches as I have Ostapenko, so I can't speak to that.
Yeah.
But I'll take your word for it that she does. She is dividing.
I think that's why a lot of people were looking forward to the Ostapenko Putintseva for a bit of
That would have been
aggro,
fun. That would
but
have
there
been
wasn't.
fun. So the winner of this match plays Rybakina.
Yeah. So it guarantees that a Grand Slam champion will be in the final. With Rybakina beating Svitolina. But Rybakina is the only Wimbledon champion remaining in the draw. I think Krejčíková just caught the line there.
So Krejčíková is up the break in the tie break at 4-2.
I mean, Krejčíková obviously is a Grand Slam champion, a good player, but this run has come from nowhere. I think she's had a lot of injury and health struggles this year.
Krejčíková has?
I believe so, yes. Lost in the first round of Eastbourne. I mean, granted, it was to Elena Fernandez. Reached the quarterfinals in Birmingham. First round defeat at the French Open. First round defeat in Strasbourg. Didn't pull out of Rome. Lost in the first round of Madrid. So it's been a hard year for her, particularly in singles. Doubles has been a bit more.
Well, she's at 5-2, so she's only 2 points away.
I mean, Ostapenko should be devastated if she loses this from 4-1 up in the second set.
Yeah, it's rough.
Particularly when I think a lot of people are starting to think, is this Ostapenko's time to have another Grand Slam title run? She's not out of it just yet.
Krejčíková will still have this chance to serve for it.
Yes.
It's a good point. Long rally. Oh, great backhand from Krejčíková. Now she's got a match, serving for the match now.
Her team are very hyped up.
Let's see, the first serve. Makes it. Oh, and then she makes a wild forehand that goes way long. Okay. Interesting choice, Barbara. But she's got another match point, so let's see. Okay, first serve. It's wide, and Ostapenko can't return it. It goes long, and Krejčíková wins.
Wow. Probably not the result people were expecting, especially when Ostapenko was up a break in the second set. But yeah. So we have a Krejčíková Rybakina semi-final. What's your sort of, I suppose, especially after watching the matches and the end of this match, what do you think is going to happen in that?
I think Rybakina will probably pull it out. That would be my guess. She played really well.
That's my thoughts too. I'm just trying to see what their head-to-head is. Can't really think of any meetings particularly that stand out between them, but I could have completely just overlooked. They played twice before, and it's actually Krejčíková who's won both of their previous meetings.
Interesting.
But they haven't played since 22, and both meetings are on hard courts.
Okay.
It's still worth noting. Yeah, both. So the first one was in Melbourne with Krejčíková winning in 3, and the second was in Ostrava with Krejčíková winning in 3 again. It'll be interesting to see if Krejčíková can neutralise Rybakina's serve more than Svitolina did today, and to be honest, more than anyone has done so far in this tournament.
Oh, and she's won the first set both times. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, maybe that'll be a good match.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the worst quality, but it definitely wasn't an engaging match today between Rybakina and Svitolina. It was quite, some would say, depressing.
Yeah. Well, maybe Musetti and Fritz will be a fun match. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We will see.
Yeah. Who are you rooting for in that match?
I mean, I feel like Fritz has done his job in this tournament, and I'll word it like that.
Okay.
And I think
I see.
But I think Musetti is probably, for you, you're probably rooting for him just to get your prediction right.
My one prediction that's still standing, yes.
I mean, there's more than I've got. I think I'd like. Yeah, I'm not really bothered, to be honest. I think I'd like a good match. I think that's how I'd like it.
Yes. Yeah, I want to see a good quarterfinal.
Because I think we've kind of been lacking so far.
Definitely. I mean, the one yesterday it did go 5 sets, but I feel like a lot of those sets were pretty lopsided.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I think if I was to, I think Fritz is going to win.
Okay, interesting.
Are you still on Musetti?
I mean, obviously, I picked him for the final somehow. So, like, I think
he'll stick with it.
I'm going to stick with him. He's having a great run. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Musetti. Maybe him in like 4.
Yeah, I think it'll be 4 regardless. I can't see it being straight sets.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, it's been. You know what? I was gonna say it's been fun, but it really hasn't for me. It's been a bad morning.
Yeah, it's been rough as a Dimonor and Svitolina fan.
Yeah. So, but thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the Wimbledon day.
Cheers.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.